Good morning. It is Rise. What's the whole happy Labor Day to you all? So I wanted to pop in really quick to talk about exercise. I just had a conversation with someone, and I want you to begin to look at this whole exercise thing in a new way. I think most of us are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, older and beyond, and it is so not about exercise anymore. There's just nothing else to call it. The phone keeps telling me to swipe to the left, and I don't know what that means. I don't know where to swipe to the left at. Okay, but anyway. So, talking about exercise. Hey, LaShanta, how are you, ma'am? I am charging you to look at this in a different way, starting today. It's not about exercising. It is about moving, but I don't have another word to call it because exercise has such a negative, like when we hear the word exercise, we like already get knots in our stomach just hearing the damn word. Because when we think of exercise, we think of, pounding it out. We think of Biggest Loser. We think of, good morning, Miss Daphne. We think of pain. We think of suffering. We think of all of that when we think of exercise. So I need you to look at it in a different way. And I'm going to make the commitment to not call exercise from here on out. I'm just going to start calling it moving. And so when I'm saying moving, it means just that, moving. Because if you're in your 40s and 50s, exercising, nobody gives a damn about exercising. That is not it anymore. But let me tell you what is it. It is moving, and let me tell you why moving is so important as we get older. And I wrote down a couple of bullets because I want to get it all. So I gave in one of the posts, I talked about one of the comments to someone who was talking about their whole disdain for exercise was, I gave this example of a car. If a car does not move, it's not going to work. God designed our bodies to move. The first form of movement in the body was gardening. It was moving. Sorry, it is loud. Let me wait for... The first part is moving. That was God ordained, okay? So if you don't move your body's not going to work. It is not going to work. Workout still has this, I'm going to an aerobics class and I'm going to pound it out for 60 minutes. It's going to be bad on my knees and all of that. So it is really, really just about moving. Just like a car, if you don't move your body, it's not going to work. And guess what? We can look around and see that that is true. Most people's freaking body doesn't work well. And we are a generation of people that, especially the African American people, it is not in our culture to move. It is not in our culture to do anything related to sweating. And so we have to begin to move. So let me tell you why we need to move and not exercise. Who gives a damn about burning calories? Who cares about that anymore? We are past the point of we trying to burn calories so that we can lose weight. Throw that ish out the window. We want to move because it's good for our blood flow. The more you move, the better your blood flows. So the average person's blood is moving at, well, it should be moving at 42 miles per hour. So the average person's blood is moving at like 26 miles per hour. The blood is very thick. It's very sticky. With no movement, we also drink very little water. So we have very slow blood flow. Well, you know what happens if your blood isn't flowing properly, if it's not getting to the heart muscles. We have to have good blood flow. Moving helps your blood to flow. As we get older, we need good blood. We need our blood to flow. So that is one of the reasons why we want to move every day. For our organs and heart health, frickin', we just want to be moving because our organs need that in order to be healthy. Who in the heck, can you just imagine a body like you're just laying in a bed? Like, think of the people that are in the hospital that can't move, that are bedbound for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and they can't. Well, you atrophy, your organs atrophy, your heart atrophies. Understand that your heart is a muscle. For those of you who don't have muscle tone, well, why don't you have muscle tone? Because you don't work the muscle, correct? So you have no muscle tone. So you can't lift more than a 2-pound or 5-pound dumbbell. But what happens when you begin to lift dumbbells? Well, you get a little bit stronger. It's the same with your heart. Moving helps your heart to get stronger. So you have to move. Because our heart is a muscle. Heart disease, huge. Not in just the African American community, but every damn community. Well, it's because we don't move. And we're not getting blood flow to the heart. And our heart needs that. Our organs need that. Our pancreas, our liver, our kidney. I want you every day to think about moving because it's going to enable you to get where you're trying to go in this health journey. Number 3, elimination. Moving helps with elimination. Look, the key is we need to clean out our colon. We need to clean out our large intestines, small intestines. We want, when we chew our food, when we eat our food, we want the food to go out in a timely fashion. Moving helps that. Moving pushes things along. If you don't move, you won't move. Your bowels won't move. I meet I'm baffled at the people that I coach and I help that tell me they eliminate twice a week or every other day. So my goal for you is to twice a day you should be eliminating, and that's a whole nother video, but you have to move in order for your colon, in order for your intestines to be able to push things through. It won't happen sitting. And so many people have desk jobs to where they're sitting, or you know, even if you work from home or you're an entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs are sitting at the computer for hours and hours and hours. You have to move, and we wonder why our bodies just aren't working well. So we're moving because we need good blood flow, good heart health, organ health, and elimination. We want that. We have to move because it's good for our lungs. There's more lung cancer now than a little bit. And yeah, it's caused from smoking, but you know what? It's caused from a whole bunch of other crap too. When you are moving, it's getting fresh oxygen into your lungs, and we need that. We need our lungs to be healthy, and it's not going to be healthy unless we're moving, unless they're expanding. When you are walking, when you are moving, when you're at the gym, when you're doing all of that, you want to be taking deep breaths. You want to be outside as much as you can, taking those deep breaths, getting more oxygen into the lungs. And so we're moving because we need our lungs to work up until we're 110. We need our blood to flow through the age of 110. So we've got lungs and fresh oxygen. Sweating. We need to move because we need to sweat. There are some chemicals that are in certain products and foods that is probably going to be our next challenge. So I'm not going to talk about it now, but we need to sweat. And I'll talk a lot about sweating and the importance of it, but just know the basics is the chemicals, all the shit that goes in, we have to get it out. There's no other way to get it out. And so this is what happens in a nutshell. When we eat packaged foods, when we eat junk food, when we eat things with chemicals in it that we cannot pronounce, the body doesn't recognize it. And if the body doesn't recognize it, it can't use it. And so it's just like having a piece of cardboard. You chew it up and you have it in your body. And it's really just going to sit there because the body's like, well, shit, I don't know what to do with the cardboard. Like, it doesn't have vitamins or minerals. It has no nutrition. It has no nothing in it. It has no fiber. It has nothing in it. And it just kind of sits there. So this is what happens with the chemicals in our bodies. The body doesn't recognize it. It doesn't know what it is. And because we don't sweat, because we don't help the body to get it out, what happens is it begins to build up. So little by little by little by little, it begins to build up in the body. Well, over time, it forms a tumor. It collects in places that we'd rather for it not to collect. When we are, especially if we have a crappy diet and we know we're eating processed stuff and we know we're eating bagged and boxed stuff, that person needs to sweat 100 times more than anybody else. You have to, because where is the stuff going to go? And so now we have so many, I can't even list the issues that people have now, that the diagnosis that they're getting from doctors. It's really, really, really becoming insane. So you have to sweat, you have to move, you have to get the stuff out. So this is one reason for moving. Sweating is also detoxing, so hey, we have to do that. Bone health. We are moving, not exercising, who gives a damn about that? We are moving because as you age, once you get past the age of 35 or 40, you begin to lose 5% of your muscle mass every 8 to 10 years. That's huge. So that's why you have so many seniors who are extremely frail. The seniors have a, where that people are, you're always concerned that they're going to fracture a hip, that they're going to fall down. Like, you can almost blow on them and they will have a fracture. Well, because they have lost so much bone mass over the course of their lifetime. We move so that we could continue on with not only just building muscle, but trying to limit the amount of muscle mass that's going to deteriorate just due to aging. That is why we have to move, so that we can counter that. So those are the reasons why we're not exercising, we're not burning calories, we're not trying to burn fat, we're freaking trying to live. We are trying to live. This has nothing to do with eating even. We're moving so that we can live. We're moving so that our blood flows and our heart goes and our lungs expel carbon dioxide like it's supposed to, and that our bodies don't collect all the toxins and chemicals that we're eating. We're moving because of that. So I wanted to share with you. So somebody, I think it was Selena, talked about, she's going to the gym 3 days a week, doesn't want to, kind of hates it, doesn't want to go, but she's making herself go. I need you to not do that. I need you to find a way to move that fits your lifestyle, because forcing yourself to do some stuff you don't want to do, it's not sustainable. It doesn't work. Find something that you like to do. I hate the gym. And I've said that on many occasions, but I like to swim. So I go to the gym, I bypass most of the stuff, I go right to the pool. I like that. I don't like body pump classes anymore. I used to love it. I don't like aerobics classes anymore. I don't like no classes anymore. I love yoga class. I will get up and drive 15 miles to a yoga class. That's what I like now. As I get older, as my body changes, as my mind changes, I don't know, frick, as my mood changes, there are just certain forms of movement that I no longer want to do. If you hate the gym, find something else to do. You can walk, you can jog. I love to hike. When we hike on Sunday mornings, I'll damn near be up at 5 o'clock, like ready for that. The gym, I'd be stomach in knots thinking that, oh, I'm meeting somebody so we could work out in the gym. We're going to do the treadmill. We're going to do dumbbells. We're going to do the rotation. I don't like that anymore. When I do it at the gym, it's because I want to. So there are certain times where I just feel like, I want to lift some weights. I will do it when I want to, but when I don't want to, I love gardening, I love hiking, I love swimming. We went paddle boarding. I went kite flying last week. I haven't flown a kite since I was 10 years old. As you get older, it's not about forcing yourself, because look, this journey to being healthy is effing hard. It's more challenging than a little bit because we have so many things working against us. So find something that you like to do. If you're forcing yourself to get out of bed and do it, I need you to sit with yourself to figure out what else you can do that you're not forcing yourself to do so that it is sustainable. Walking, fabulous. Go out the damn door, put on your earbuds, put on your good music or your favorite preacher. Do some stuff that you enjoy. So anyway, I just needed to pop in and share this with you guys. I will, at all times, when God gives me a new way of looking at something, a new way of viewing it, a new way of adopting it, I'm always going to share those with you, share those little tips, because we need this stuff to work for us. We have to finally figure some crap out that's going to help us not get cancer, that's going to help us live disease-free, that's going to help us grow into the women of God that we know He desires for us. And let me tell you, I want to live to 110. But as I say all the time now, I love this phrase, I don't mind dying, I just don't want it to be my fault. I don't mind dying. When God gets ready to take me, y'all, your girl is ready to do that. But I don't want it to be my fault. I don't want to have a heart attack. I don't want to have an aneurysm. I don't want to have high blood pressure to the point of where I have a stroke. I don't want to have diabetic episodes so bad to where I got to have a leg amputation and a toe amputation and die over the effects of diabetes. I don't want that. When I die, I just want God to just be ready to say, hey, she did a job well done, and it's time for her to transition. And that's what I want for you. But in order to get to that point, in order to do all that we can do, we've got to do all that we can do. I want you every day